Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and to another reaction video. Hey, this one is unexpected for me. I was not planning to be sitting down filming anything at all right now, but turns out just a couple hours ago, Netflix released a trailer for Stranger Things Season 4. Apparently there was a countdown and everything leading up to this that I was completely oblivious about, but you know, luckily, Twitter informed me that this exists. So now here I am, ready to react to this, and I'm excited. If you guys have been following the channel for a while, you know I'm a big thing of fan of Stranger Things. Wow. But yeah, I'm a big fan of Stranger Things. I've watched all of the previous seasons, really was into them. I've done reactions on this channel before. I'll be doing reactions to season 4, so I'm just really looking forward to this. I think everybody's been waiting for quite a while for this season to come out, so I'm hyped to see the trailer. You guys are too, so let's go.
You've broken everything.
Last place we saw Hopper. I mean, not
Your
me, but
suffering
then.
is almost at an end.
What was that? That looked like some sort of zombie or like vampires or oh yeah.
Dear Billy, I don't know if you can even hear this.
It's funny how they made you like feel bad at the end when he died. He
Ever
finally
since
had
you
a
left,
redemption.
everything's been a total disaster. For a while, we tried to be happy,
They're so big.
normal.
Oh my god,
I know
Will, they're
that's
so
impossible.
big. Creepy clock in the wall at the school.
I relocated you guys far from Hawkins because I thought you'd be safe. A war is coming. I'm afraid your friends in
Haunted
Hawkins are very much
Haunted
in
house
the eye of the
season!
storm.
I don't
Ah!
have my powers.
I don't know how to say this other than just to say it. Without you, we can't win this war.
Is it like vampires? Is it? It looks like that's straight up haunted house.
See you on the other side.
On the other side.
Huh.
I was convinced I was put here for some other reason. Maybe I can still help. Even if it's the last thing I do.
People say Hawkins is cursed. They're not way off.
What is this?
It's time. You have lost.
Ah! What the hell is that thing? Oh my god. Wait, May 27th. Okay, so it's broken into two halves. The season's broken into two halves, right? The first half starts May 27th. That's sooner than I realized. I thought that, so the second one it says starts in July. I thought that July was when it started all together, so that's awesome. It's actually a lot sooner. Okay. Oh, all right, all right, all right. Well, that trailer was sick. um, so first of all, I don't know exactly how we're gonna classify that creature that seems to be the big bad behind everything this season. Like, it clearly is existing and in tied to some sort of haunted house structure, but we also saw lots of bats flying around. Um, the first flash of it when I saw when it was just the close up and there was the eyes, that's when I was like, I don't know, is this like some sort of zombie or is it like some sort of vampire? Because I don't know if you guys have seen like some classic horror films or even modern interpretations of them that focus around vampires. A lot of the time, like the vampire, when they're not engulfed with a whole bunch of blood that makes them look younger and more normal, a lot of the time they look like that, basically like a decaying, wrinkled disaster mess. So that made me think vampire, and then of course we saw the bats afterwards, so that maybe some vampiric situation going on. But I assume it's also gonna be specifically tied to the other side, like, you know, as everything, the upside down, as everything is. They specifically said other side. And at first, I thought since it's haunted, maybe it's some like other side, like an afterlife thing, but I'm sure it has to do with the upside down. It has to, because everything in all the seasons have been in some capacity. And they're still obviously going to have to incorporate that because, one, they have to somehow bring Hopper back into the fold here. And two, they're straight up telling Elle that she's the only hope. So, yeah. So it's gonna be interesting to see the way that they combine these types of like classic horror story tropes of like the haunted house and the like vampire or whatever classical sort of monster it is with their, running storyline. And there's also the scene, okay, there's also the scene in the graveyard, and it seems like she's being levitated, so you wonder if there's some sort of possession thing element going on there as well. So for me, that's what I'm the most excited about, is those classic horror style elements, because I'm a huge fan of that sort of movie. So all of that stuff seemed awesome to me. I'm curious if they're gonna try to do a Steve and Nancy reconciliation this season. Steve has grown quite a bit since we first saw him, and he's become one of the most popular characters on the show. Nancy was always like, from the beginning, other than Elle, like the main female heroine character among the kids. But people definitely were less interested in her as seasons went on. But I get the impression there's not going to be much of Jonathan at all, both because of, what we actually saw in the trailer and outside life events having to do with the actors. So I wouldn't be surprised if they kind of went back in that direction. But I don't know. At the same time, I don't know. No, I don't know if she deserves it. I don't know. But I guess we'll see. So yeah, so we're gonna have a haunted house storyline situation going on that maybe has to do with vampires, has to do with, and is also linked to the upside down. We're gonna have the situation of Hopper, who's still held prisoner, and they're doing some sort of weird experiments. Somehow he's gonna have to get out of there. We're gonna have the situation of Elle having to get her powers back and going through a process that obviously involves something with her past. Yeah, and then those things are all gonna have to be tied together. I guess it makes sense that it's broken into two halves, because there's a lot that sounds like a lot that has. Yeah. So I don't know. I'm really excited for this. It was crazy seeing how big all of the kids got in. That I was like, ah. It's startling to see, but visually this seems really cool as well this season. I don't know if some of those clips they showed were them in the Upside Down or somewhere else entirely or some sort of hallucination or what the hell it was, but it seemed like straight out of a metal, like heavy metal, crazy music video. And is that supposed to be like Dead Billy, the guy there with the hair that was playing the electric guitar in that place, or is that just like a different character or what? I have to go back and look more, but I feel like considering that they talked quite a bit, he was not just mentioned, but his grave was shown, and he was the person that was being spoken to in the beginning narration. Maybe there'll be something having to do with like his ghost or like what remains of him being involved in some way. I don't know, but I'm curious about that. But yeah, that metal stuff, crazy looking. I thought this was a great trailer. It's got me asking a lot of questions. I feel like I don't really know at all what's gonna go on, even though we saw quite a bit, which is funny. Visually, it looks great. Music, great choices as always. They always do a great job there. So yeah, I'm excited. What about you guys? How are you feeling about this season going into it based on what you've seen here in the trailer, based on what you know? Are you excited? Are you hyped? How do you feel about it being split into two? Just any thoughts that you have, let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for joining me, and hopefully I'll see you next time. Bye.